Hello, and welcome to this, hopefully, well, it might not be quick, but we'll see how long this takes. Basically, it's just going to be me talking about the fact that, because recently I've sort of had a look, what the series has to offer in terms of, you know, monsters and things, and new ideas and that. And it's occurred to me that there's quite a lot of returning, fan favourites coming back, and obviously there's going to be a fair share of new ideas in there as well, in the series. And this is just me basically saying, if this series, the 10th series of Doctor Who, if this is gonna be like the fan series era, well, the fan series season, whatever, of Doctor Who, because obviously it's Stephen Moffat's last proper full-on series, and it looks like he's bringing back a load of old fan favourites, like Cybermen, The Master, Ice Warriors, and this is basically just me going to be talking about that, and seeing if, because obviously there weren't many people that were happy with Series 9, and especially Hal Bent in particular, that got a lot of bash and hate from the fans, by the vast majority of them. I don't think there were many people that actually liked it, so I think it's possible that Stephen Moffat's going to try to make up for that by bringing back loads of fan favourites. And this is basically me going to be talking about if this really is the fan series of the modern era. So yeah, let's delve straight in with the Ice Warriors. Now, the Ice Warriors, of course, are incredibly popular. The last time they appeared was in Cold War, which was quite a while ago, and surprise, surprise, it's going to be written by Mark Gatiss, and I believe this episode's called The Empress of Mars, and I think it's pretty obvious that a female Ice Warrior is going to be in there too. And yeah, I mean, it does look like an interesting episode, and obviously Mark Gatiss isn't the most popular writer around, because his recent stories haven't been the best. Robot of Sherwood, Sleep No More, just not very good stories in my personal opinion. And yeah, it's just something that I'm excited for it. I'm really interested to see what they do with the Ice Warriors this time, in particular the female Ice Warriors, because obviously they've never done that before, and we've always just assumed that the Ice Warriors have been male. But then again, you got to think, how do they reproduce? And obviously there has to be female Ice Warriors in there at some point or another, and this is going to be the chance where we actually get to see that. So not the reproducing part, but just the female Ice Warrior. Now, hopefully, because I think Cold War's pretty underrated. I know there weren't many people who liked it, but at the same time, I think where people do like it, I think it's just because of the fact that the Ice Warriors came back and a lot of people got excited about it and the hype was there. But yeah, it's not very popular and well liked, and hopefully the Empress of Mars will be a really good story, hopefully. And I don't know if Mark Gatiss is still going to be writing for Doctor Who after Stephen Moffat leaves. He might do, he might not. We'll have to see. He probably will, I'm sure. But yeah, because he hasn't really said anything about leaving, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's one of the one of many returning villains this year, and yeah, I'm just hoping that they'll make a good story out of it, and we'll have to see where that goes. Okay, so the next returning aspect of the series is that the writer of Survival from the classic series, which was the final story in the classic series, and that is Rona Munro, who wrote Sylvester McCoy's last story, Survival. Now, this is really interesting because I guess this is kind of fan servicey as well, because obviously, like I said before, Stephen Moffat does want to leave on a high note, and I guess bringing back a classic writer will sort of justify that. And this is the first time that a classic writer is writing for the new series, and this is just, I didn't think this would ever happen, and I've always wanted some sort of classic writer to return in some form or another. It just annoys me that they haven't really got any of the Big Finish writers in for Doctor Who. I just don't see. It just baffles me, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not that much of a big fan of Survival. I think it's a bit overrated. Even though Sylvester McCoy is my second favourite Doctor, it's just not really one of my favourite stories. I think it's a little bit overrated because of the fact it's the last classic story and it gets a load of hype from that. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's just not really one of my favourites. I think she's writing an episode called The Eaters of Light for Series 10. I think, I might be wrong, but that sounds like a really interesting episode, and sounds like something from an Eighth Doctor book, like with a title like that. I'm not sure why I thought of that, but it does for some reason in my mind. But yeah, like I said, Survival isn't one of my favourite stories, but hopefully it's going to be interesting to see, how she writes for the new series, because she's never done that before, I don't think. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she writes for Capaldi and or Capaldi, whatever. And yeah, we'll just have to see what she does with her story. And like I said, I'm not too sure what the story's about, but hopefully it'll be a really good story, and she'll make, because I know there are a lot of people that love Survival, and I think some people find it to be one of their favourite stories, and that's fine, because that's your opinion. But yeah, it's not really one of my favourite stories, to be perfectly honest with you. Even though season 26 is amazing, and I'd say it's probably the weakest story out of the four. Because to be honest, I quite enjoy watching Battlefield. I think it's a fairly decent story, but Survival, yeah, it's not really one of my favourites, and I was surprised that they even brought that writer back, to be honest. I don't know if it was because she was the only one available, or the others didn't really. Because I'm interested to know how many of the classic writers they contacted, because they must have just gone through a list of classic writers and just decided to try and ring up every single one, and Rona Munro was the only one that was available. That's probably the possibility of what happened, but I'll have to read up on that and see if that's the actual truth. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her make a return. So yeah, let's talk about the Cybermen now. Now, the interesting thing about this is that in the two-part finale, it looks like from filming pictures of DWSR, the creepy Doctor Who set reporters, it looks like there's going to be all the kind of generations of Cybermen in this episode. I don't know about the Revenge of the Cybermen or Silver Nemesis Cybermen, but from what I've seen, it looks like the 10th planet, well, Mondasian Cybermen, the Cybers Industries Cybermen, and of course the Iron Man Cybermen, that seem to be all gathered at once for some reason. I'm not entirely sure yet. I don't think anybody knows the reason for that until the episode gets broadcast. Now, obviously, the last time the Mondasian Cybermen returned was, of course, in William Hartnell's last story, sorry, the 10th Planet, which is a story that I really enjoy. I think it's a great story, but of course, Peter Capaldi grew up with William Hartnell, so it was nice to see that they put the Mondasian Cybermen in for his last series, as the Mondasian Cybermen are Peter Capaldi's favourite Doctor Who villains, well, one of his favourites, because I know he really likes the Zarbi of all monsters. But yeah, hopefully this will be a good story, and hopefully they'll actually get a decent part, because with all these announcements, I did start to think, okay, we've got the Ice Warriors now, we've got a classic writer, and now we've got the Mondasian Cybermen, and I mean, yes, it's all very exciting, but it's just a matter of will the stories for them be any good? Because now, unfortunately, with Stephen Moffat, with me, it's like, okay, I'm worried about the story. I'm worried if his newer stories are going to be good, because Series 10 needs to be good because it's his final series, and with all these returning monsters and things, it has to be good because otherwise he's going to leave on a low point. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with them, and of course the Master and Missy, or John Simm's Master and Michelle Gomez, are working with this Mondasian Cybermen, as it seems, from what's been given out so far. So hopefully Stephen Moffat will write a really good story for them and a really good finale. Yeah, it's just, I'm really excited to see what they do with them. And yeah, I'm just glad Peter Capaldi's got his wish granted for him for his final series, and I'm just really happy for him because, like I said, the Cybermen are, well, Mondasian Cybermen are his favourite, and yeah, it's just really nice that they actually did that for him. So now I'm going to talk about the Master returning. I think with all the monsters and villains returning, I think John Simm coming back is probably the most exciting thing out of all of them, because obviously we haven't seen John Simm since the End of Time Part 2 episode back in 2010, and I have done a video on my thoughts on this, and which is my last video if you want to watch that. But yeah, it's just going to be one hell of an episode because we've got the Mondasian Cybermen, John Simm's Master, Michelle Gomez as Missy, and the finale of Series 10, and it's just going to be a really hyped up episode, and a really hyped up finale, and hopefully the best finale we've had in a while, because Stephen Moffat finales, they're not the best. I mean, I enjoyed The Big Bang. Wedding of River Song was god awful. What else have we got? The Name of the Doctor was pretty decent. Death in Heaven was average, and Hellbent was like an abomination to some people. And I'm just hoping the Series 10 finale will be his best finale, because I mean, he does a really good job of writing the opening episodes, but when it comes to the finales, he's just crap. I think he just doesn't know how to resolve the series story arc, because he's pretty bad at those, and they are really inconsistent, a lot of them. And yeah, we just have to see what the finale has in store for us, because I think it's going to be a really good episode, and I just hope, I pray to God that John Simm isn't wasted, because if he is, it's just going to make me and a lot of other Doctor Who fans really angry, and just I just really hope he does a good job with this series, because Series 9 a lot of people didn't really like. Series 8 I enjoyed, and I think the vast majority of people really enjoyed it, from what I've seen and heard. But Series 9, I don't think, it's like the whole Maisie Williams thing just got on my nerves, and the only reason he did that was to, you know, cash in more viewers, which was a fucking annoying decision that they made, and they had to rub it in your face every single time as well, and that was just so annoying and irritating, and the character of me was terrible, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I'm just really excited for John Simm. I'm really excited for the finale, because I know a lot of fans are happy about this, and the excitement for Series 10 is just off the charts, because to start with, everybody wasn't that all that fussed about it, but now I think a lot of people are getting really excited. I'm glad for that. So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on the all the classic monsters and things returning, and so yeah, yeah, I just can't wait, to be honest. I'm really, really excited for Series 10 now. Can't wait. So yeah, thank you for watching this little video, or listening to this video rather. I hope you enjoyed it, and obviously, like I said, this is my personal opinion, and yeah, personally, I do think this is going to be like a fan servicey series, but hopefully, with all that said, it's going to be hopefully going to be some really good stories involved, and it's going to be a lot better than series 8 and 9. And Stephen Moffat will leave on a high note with his two-part finale, and I don't know if the Doctor's going to regenerate in that, or regenerate in the Christmas special, which it's probably more likely that he is going to regenerate in the Christmas special, but I just hope he regenerates in the finale. Not that I want Peter Capaldi to leave, because I think he's a fantastic Doctor and he's a brilliant actor. It's just a shame that some of his stories haven't been the best in terms of writing, and I think Stephen Moffat should have left when Capaldi started. I think he should have cast the actor, and then maybe a new showrunner would have took over from that, because I think Peter Capaldi was a great choice to play the Doctor, and probably one of the best modern Doctors, I think. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Series 10. I'm really excited to see what it has to offer in terms of stories and characters and monsters and things. So yeah, hopefully it'll be one of the best series of New Who, if not the best. But we'll have to see where that goes, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Bill does in the series, because Pearl Mackie looks like well, I'm sure she's a brilliant actress, and yeah, there's so many new things coming and old fan favourites coming. Oh, it's just going to be a really exciting time, and it broadcasts next Saturday at 7:20 p.m. So make sure you're there, and yeah, we'll just have to see what Series 10 brings and see if it's the best series of Doctor Who. So yes, I'll probably do Series 10 reviews, but we'll have to see if I've got the time for it. So yes, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, comment down below, tell me what you thought, what you think about all the characters returning, returning characters coming back, and yeah, just oh, it's just really exciting. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.